The following video has been approved by the JD marketing team. The video has been rated JD. The following video may not be suitable for all viewers. Good morning and g'day, mate, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, JD. And today we're going to be continuing our science because we've already built our blue science, our red science, our yellow science, our purple science, all up to 10 science packs per second. And now we have to do the green science, which I'm sure you all realize and have been through this before, that green science is a little bit of a nightmare. Just a little bit of a nightmare. In fact, I've actually got a video where I go through the process of how to build green science. Oh, the gravity matrix. The gravity matrix for 1 science per second. Same as I have a video for all the different science packs, and you'll probably find links down in the description below, or maybe up. Maybe I'll even be brilliant enough to put them up in the top right hand corner. But yeah, the green one's definitely the biggest nightmare. Definitely. So we need to do that, and all the other science packs I've made to 10 per second. The gravity matrix, because we actually use those to make warpers, I actually want to make it to 15 per second, which means it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. In fact, I have already taken the liberty of setting out exactly what we need to do 15 per second. We'll set that recipe. My mouse is broken again. Yep. Alright, I've got a mouse set up, a mouse macro set up, so I can do the copy and paste, and half the time, thanks Razer, it decides not to load. Okay, so I will tell you really quickly, and I'm going to do a follow-up video on this eventually, in the future. I don't know when. I've been waiting for a couple more of the external resources and tools to mature, but this is what we need for 15 green science per second, and this is a lovely calculator. It's actually a Factorio a calculator that was originally designed for Factorio and then actually converted across to Satisfactory and has now been converted across to Dyson Sphere. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a history, but this is what we need to make to do 15 green packs per second. And you'll notice that some of these recipes are actually turned off because I'm not using them in the calculations. But if I just get that out of there for just a second, we'll go through what's actually required in game. So I need. No, let's do that way. I'm going to need 18 labs, I think it was? Yes, 18 labs. 180 labs. Sorry, 180 labs. So I've built everything here with to make 1.5 per second. I'm going to have to increase all these numbers by a factor of 10 to get my final number. But yeah, I need 18 labs or 180 labs. On top of that, I'm going to need 3 gravitational lenses. To make 3 gravitational lenses, I'm going to require 6 lots of diamonds. They are using the Kimberlite recipe because we grabbed Kimberlite earlier on for another project, so we might as well continue using that rare resource. On top of that, we're going to need the other half of strange matter. The other half of the gravitational matrix is strange matter. We're going to need 6. So that is 6 miniature particle colliders. Remember, all these need to be increased by a factor of 10. So it's actually 60 particle colliders. That's insane. We're then going to need particle colliders. Yes, these are the particle containers. Particle containers, we're going to need 4, which is 40. And then that finishes the gravitational matrix, the gravitational lens side of the gravity matrix. Then we have the other side being, or does it? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That brings us down to this, which requires a couple of other items, which we'll get to in a second. But we're also going to need the quantum CPUs, quantum chips, which is going to require 3 of them, being 30. Then for every quantum CPU, we're going to need a plane filter. In fact, we need, is it 2 plane filters? Yeah, 2 plane filters for a quantum chip, which means I need 12 of these guys because they have an incredibly slow crafting time. Incredibly slow. And then for every one of those, they're going to need a cashmere crystal and a couple of titanium glass. So, 4 cashmere crystals, that's not too hard. Except these things do eat 12 hydrogen per craft. which is insane. Which is a whole separate problem we're going to have to sort out. On top of that, we're going to need titanium glass, just 5 machines. Then we're going to need graphene. Graphene is both used for the cashmere crystals. It's also going to be used for the particle colliders. So we're going to need six machines making graphene. We are going to use the fire ice recipe, if I set them correctly. That one, please. Copy, paste, paste. I can't. I never like the less than and greater than for, or the comma and full stop buttons for the copy and pasting, so I've swapped it across my mouse, but my mouse is failing me. And then we're going to need titanium crystals. Titanium crystals are needed for the titanium... Nope. What are the titanium crystals needed for? You guys? No. No. You guys. Huh. There we go. Titanium crystals are needed for the cashmere crystals, which is, again, a 4, which just requires titanium and organic crystals. Luckily, we can mine those straight out of the ground now. Then we have a couple of parts here, which I'm basically ignoring. So I'm ignoring the fact that we're going to need CPUs and microcrystalline components, along with processors. No, circuit boards. Circuit boards, that's the last one. Because I do have this build over here, which is large. Very large, and in fact that is entirely full of all the prerequisites. So I'm assuming we have enough processors. If not, we'll have to come back and fix that later. Then we need the electromagnetic turbines. That's right, we need 4 of those, and then we need 8 engine machines to run 4 of those, which is going to require 4 of the, what are they called, magnetic coils, which is also going to require 4 gear machines. I think that's everything that's required, I think, to then make 15 green science packs per second. So, with that said, we're going to do a whole episode of a whole bunch of jump cuts, because I honestly want to have this all done in one episode. This is episode 19. I do want to make sure that by episode 20, we can then work out the universal matrix, so then by episode 21... I can continue with my secret project that I haven't told you guys about, but it's going to be big and it's going to be massive, and that's the next big project I want to work on. So, yeah, I need to get all the gravity matrix done in one episode, so prepare for some cuts. Well, we're here and we've got the process started. I'm just adding in the labs, or re-adding in the labs, because I needed to line up some sorters. Okay, so let's try and explain this really quickly. So this is going to be our output, which we're just going to shove out there, so we know that's definitely the output. We have 2 input lanes. They are going to be our quantum chips, along with our gravitational lenses. I wouldn't mind some extra gravitational lenses, but we'll worry about that, and we'll call that a later JD project, because they are handy for a couple of other things. But we have our 180 labs, so hang on. Yeah, there's a number of labs, and what we're actually doing is we are bringing in our gravitational lenses right here, and our quantum CPUs are actually coming around the back. We have our gravitational lenses here. That is 30 machines back to back to back to back. You might notice they're slightly offset because I put the sorter in the middle and then remembered that I can't line 2 machines up against one another. So I just offset them by tile because it was the quickest fix, and I couldn't be bothered deleting a row of 30 to then put them all back down with offset sorters. So we just got 2 sets of offset machines, and then down here we have our diamonds. Our diamonds are coming in from kimberlite ore, which is being imported internationally, I guess. I don't know. And that is 1 belt of kimberlite ore with 1 belt of titanium, 1 belt of diamonds. So I ran this belt along, this side, and I thought, you know, we'll just double that up, and then ran the belt along the other side and wrapped it around, and here we are. So that is our diamonds done. We're also going to import our strange matter to here, because that's going to be fed into our gravitational lens as well, which now means I need to do something about our strange matter, which is going to require 60 of these guys. So yeah, let's get on with that. And now we have strange matter that I'm just pasting in the recipes, because somebody may have forgotten to copy the recipe on the first machine and paste it in. So that is strange matter. 60 machines long, 2 sets of 30. I think they all have the recipe. At least I hope so. And again, it should be, this one should be a local supply, no, storage. I can already see one that doesn't have the recipe. Paste. Thank you. So demand in iron, we're going to demand in that. I have no idea where that's coming from. We're going to... Actually, deuterium's going to come locally and not locally. Yeah, so that should get a strange matter up and running. Can I dump some oil into my thing? There was another oil arch that had to be done, and with that out of the way, in theory we can work on the particle container, but because I do have this dead straight little bit of water here, I think we're actually, well, I think I'm going to just sidestep for just a minute, and I'm going to do titanium glass, because it requires a whole lot of water, and I happen to have this lovely, where are we? Pump. In that orientation, press the Alt button. It doesn't work. The mod doesn't work with pumps. Okay, I have this lovely straight section of water, well, shore right here, which I can use to gather a whole bunch of water. So I think we're gonna do this, and then we'll go back to particle containers. So I'll see you guys in about 18 pumps time. And with those power poles, all put down with mods, I might add, we should have titanium glass up and running. So that should be 60 machines, 50 machines. 2 rows of 25 up and running. Again, I've offset them so I can stack in as many sorters as possible. It's tight. It's very, very tight in here. But why not? So it should give us titanium glass, and then I need to go back one step to particle containers, because currently we have particle containers, but I have no idea where they're coming from, and I'm willing to bet whatever this supply is not going to last. The fact that we're only going to get 200 in means it's definitely not going to last. So, delete. We're not burning off oil fast enough. Okay, particle containers. So particle containers are graphene. Okay, we need to do graphene first. Or do we? I don't know. I'm gonna go see if I can find a good spot. Actually, we're gonna do graphene first. I think we're gonna do graphene right about here. In fact, yeah, why not? We'll see in a minute. Alright, so strange matter leads into particle containers. Particle containers just need, they need electromagnetic turbines, which I haven't actually made anywhere. Plus they need, well, we can turn on local, no, we can't turn on that one. We can turn on remote demand to go get copper from our mining planet, which should give us particle containers. Now, particle containers require graphene, so we've set up our 60. That's right, 60, and because, you know, square grid, round world, that's 30, and then that one there is also 30, because these ones have to have a space and these ones don't. Yeah, which are going to come from fire ice, which is going to require ships and remote demand, which should bring in our fire ice. Set that to that, which is going to come back to that. Yeah, so it's going to bring in fire ice. Now, fire ice should fire these guys up, and graphene should go in here. I hope. And the hydrogen should come out and get disposed of over in this direction. But we'll come back to hydrogen in just a... That's wrong. I hope that's right. I really hope that's right. Yeah, fire ice should go into those. There we go. Fire ice is going in. And you guys should pop, hopefully, graphene out that way. And graphene out that way. Hydrogen should come over there and get disposed of. Next one that we're going to need is going to be titanium crystals, which need another, I don't know, 40 or something. So if we set that to remote demand and that one to remote demand, in theory, that should get our titanium crystals up and running, which should come back into this tower to then be filtered into our cashmere crystals. Now, our cashmere crystals... Actually, you done yet? 0 ships. Okay, we're going to turn on... local demand. I have no idea where that's coming from. Remote demand. You're going to actually need some ships to come back before that starts. But, yeah, we're going to bring in hydrogen here because we actually need a lot of hydrogen. Plus, we need to bring in... you need ships. You already have warpers. We need you to do remote demand, local demand. It's fine. We're just going to demand hydrogen everywhere. So, hydrogen should come in here. Now, hydrogen is... difficult when it comes to the crystals. So these guys actually require 12 hydrogen per 4 seconds, which is 3 hydrogen per second, which, because we have a faster crafting speed, is whatever it happens to be. But it does mean after 6.6 machines, they eat a full belt of hydrogen. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 belts of hydrogen to feed our crystal production. Yeah. Luckily, it's all backed up currently. It's actually waiting on these guys to fire up, which are waiting on our crystals, which have our organic crystals, the other type of crystals, which have just arrived, which are just firing up, which means our cashmere crystals should start firing out, I hope. Yeah, there's 4. 6. It's not a fast process. But yes, this will absolutely eat belts of hydrogen. Consequently, I have... it should be okay. It should be okay. I've got to make sure that this belt gets used first, the one for the fire ice. It should be okay. Maybe we put a splitter in and we feed it into this tower and that tower. Yeah, I think I like that idea. Alright, I'm going to do that. But yes, I'm bringing in 1 belt from our fire ice, plus I'm bringing in 3 belts from this tower, which is 4 belts in total, for 7 belts out, which means this tower is supporting 3 belts via our ships, plus this one is also supporting 3 belts via our ships. It should work. It should be okay. And yeah, I'm definitely going to put in a splitter. It looks okay, but I'm a little bit concerned. Because if this backs up, then everything backs up, which is bad. So, yeah, what else is on our list? Next thing on our list is actually the plane filters. Now I have the crystals done, and I have the titanium glass done, which was right there. So, I'm guessing somewhere in this vicinity, except we need 120 assembly machines. So, it's going to take just a second. And just laying in some power poles, if I can find the right spot. Right there, hit the Alt button. So I can copy and paste. I've just spread the poles out so they fit in nicely between all the machines, and that should, if we do local demand, remote, I'll put in some warpers. Not that we should ever need warpers here. Local demand, but that should get that one up and running. You don't have warpers. You do have warpers, right? Yes. Okay, I set that one in storage, and you have warpers as well. Okay, alright. So that should get titanium. That should get plane filters up and running. Plane filters were used for quantum chips, which means... Close. I think there's just one more production line, which is another 30 assemblers, which should be really quick and easy to do. And then, in theory, we'll finally have Gravity Matrix fully automated. If I could see where these lines were on sand. Yes, thank you. I really find the grid very, very frustrating to see on sand. Alright, one last assembly and I shall be right back. Alright, so that should be quantum processors up and running and an autosave. And yeah, power is suffering. We're up to, what is it, 1 point something gigawatts? Yeah, okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to find where I built these guys and power up a couple more of them. Now I have done some experimenting and there is a way to fix my issue with these guys just discharging for the fun of it, but I'm not going to worry about that now. Okay, cool. Alright, so that's that problem solved. Now, in theory... Why do you have no deuterium? Why do you have no deuterium? Do we need multiple belts of deuterium? We need 2.5 belts of deuterium. Oh, that's an oversight. Every 20 machines is going to need a new belt of deuterium. Damn. Alright, let's fix this whilst we're looking at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 20. Alright, we're going to apply some lasagna. Alright. What we're going to do is we're going to bring out another belt of deuterium. I'm going to step that up. Yep, 1 layer high. Rotate that across to there. And then bring it in a dead straight line all the way along until it gets to the last machine. Out of building range. Well, that's not what I intended. There. If I hold down shift, it means it won't try and attach the belt on the ground. It will try to just build in a straight line, which is exactly what we want because we're going to attach that belt in there. And then in theory, if that's all built, we can layer our second belt on top of our first belt and feed the next 20 machines. And then if I bring another belt out on, say, this side, and we have you step up another notch. If I hold down shift, it won't try and attach to that belt. Or will it try to attach to that belt? And then we bring this out in a straight line again. Hold down shift. I wish to come to here. And then here I want to step down 1 notch. Hold down shift so it doesn't try and attach. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9, 10, which means that's a new feed. Okay, so that should fix our deuterium problem. I didn't realize it was 2.5 belts worth of deuterium. Oops. Oops, I should have checked. Alright. So yes, with our lasagna method, we can run our 3 belts like this, stacked one on top of another. I do love how they... Screenshot, yep. I do love how they just slide over the edge. Okay, so that should have fixed that problem. Alright. Cool. Come on, Icarus. I need you to fly over to where we've built green sites, because in theory, we're done. In theory, we're now producing every single part. We can now take every single part that we've made. That's purple, which I did fix. I forgot to mention I did fix. There was 1 minor mistake in purple and 1 minor mistake in yellow, I think. Okay, so you should be able to hit local demand, and with those two things up and running, that should start firing up our gravitational crystals, and it should also fire up actual science. Now, there are some things I didn't build. Obviously, I did build... So we built those. We built titanium glass. We built the crystals. We built the plane filters. We did build the quantum CPUs. We did build the particle containers. I didn't build processors. I did cover that. And I haven't built this yet. I don't know if I have to. Need to. Need to is probably more accurate. I have built... At least I hope I've built... Yeah, I have built a significant production already. So I'm hoping what we have is enough to get us through. You're empty. You're empty. You're full. You're out of iron. Okay. Okay. Alright, I have more investigating I need to do. But that, if I set these correctly, should fire up you guys, fire up you guys, fire up you guys, and then the last thing we need to do is I need to run power. We're gonna put... Yeah, I'm going to put you there. We're going to set you to do that recipe with the belts here and then down here and down. We're going to go in, we're going to go out, we're going to drag that along, and then 1, 2, 3, to do it that way? Yeah, no, let's do it this way. Alright. Drag that to there. Remove that, throw those in there. We want a single hub. And you are going to do green cubes. No, green cubes. And you're also going to do warpers. No. We're going to do... Warpers are critical. If you run out of warpers, bad things happen. So I want to actually do you with warpers with a storage. So, it helps if I can see what I'm doing. That goes in there. Sure. For the straightest belt ever. That goes in there, and we'll even put you in there as well. We'll set you to do green cubes in a meh, and then we'll put in a full-blown tower. Okay, there is where you go. You are gonna have nothing you on a straight line, because that would be far too difficult. Okay, there we go. Green cubes plus warpers. I don't really want green cubes to buffer in there. We might raise the belt up. Ground level there. Okay, let's just set you to green cubes so they get out of my way. Alright, and we're going to set you to be warpers. We're going to set that one to be warpers. We're going to clear that. And we're going to set you local supply, remote supply. Throw those in there. Throw those in there. throw in a power pole. Would help if I actually powered up these guys. Now, technically it means I'm going to chew all the resources first in the warpers, which I really don't mind. Actually, that's still not going to work. Let's just give me a buffer of 15,000. I don't really want a buffer of 15,000. I want a separate buffer of 5,000. Alright. Delete you. Belts. Splitter. Sure. Then we'll put in a transportation hub right here. Ooh, that goes to there. We'll set you to be warpers at storage only, and that's how we'll do things. Can you really not output? We've really got a full belt of warpers. Wow. You were not meant to be that shape, but you know, you are now, and I can't be bothered fixing it. Done. Alright, so the idea is this one will fill up. This will have 5,000 warpers in there. That is my own private supply of 5,000 warpers. So, should anything ever go bad, we have an extra 5,000 at home base that we can pick up to then get everything moving again. This one, meanwhile, is going to supply all our green cubes, plus it's going to supply all the warpers for all future endeavors, expansions, everything. Now, unfortunately, yes, I am prioritizing warpers first, green science second. It should be okay if I work out what's happening with you guys. Absolutely nothing. You're running flat out. Okay. Oh, we're low on power. Yeah. Yeah, we're running on accumulator power. Which are about to run flat. Okay. Alright, well look, this is where I'm going to call it for this episode. We have green science up and running. It might still require a little bit more power and a little bit more things. And until this backs up, we will have a significant amount of green science disappearing into warpers first, but I really don't mind. I really want to make sure I have that backup warpers just in case, because I've got to say, after our next expansion, if we run out of warpers, bad things would happen. And the fact that this is all set up with everything that I've built today is all set up with local demand, and all the raw resources are brought in from a remote supply, we should be fine. What the story is with iron, I don't know. But, you know, as long as we have iron ore being turned into iron plate somewhere in the galaxy, we should be fine. I'm willing to bet what's happened is either I've just pulled all the iron plate, or for whatever reason, the smelting planet is not enough iron ore, probably. Anyway, with all that said, this is where I'm going to call it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you're enjoying. If you're new here, if you caught this episode out of the blue, by all means, click the subscribe button, because our next episode, we will be somehow trying, well, somehow, we won't be trying, we will be making the universe matrix at 10 science per second, which is 600 science per minute, which means we need to find 600 antimatter per minute. Yep. Yeah. Which is a lot of Dyson Sphere power, which, in our particular case of our Dyson Sphere, looks really cool, does not provide a lot of power. But that's okay. We're going to work all that out in the next episode. Anyway, with all that said, as said, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you're enjoying. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.